Kaboom. Hey everybody, this is Just in Case America Talkin. Joining our friend and media personality Jerry Maldonado back for another installment of Meatball Perspectives. Hello Jerry, welcome back.
Hey man, how are you? Happy, what the hell day is it? It's a Thursday, man. Happy Thursday.
No, it's
It's
Thursday.
it's National Forget What the hell you're saying. What the hell was I thinking?
I don't know. What were we thinking?
Happy Thursday. I don't know. I was trying to tune into something. Wait, tune? Maybe that's a topic we can talk about tonight. What do you think?
Tune, yeah. Tuning. All right, yeah, let's
Tuning.
tuning. Let's talk, Jerry. What do we need to know about tuning, and why does it matter?
Oh, tuning is not what it matters, is that tuning creates matter. That's the scientific thing there, Meatball. I mean, tuning to me really changed my life. I mean, the younger crowd has no idea what you and I went through and older Americans went through. Trying to tune into a radio station, I mean, trying to get that knob perfectly on the frequency, it would drive you nuts, especially when your song came on and you went out of tune. But our lives are basically the same way. I mean, our energy has to be precise because you're dealing with precise laws of the universe, whether you believe it or not. There's things in place that if you tune in correctly and you're tuning out that person you've always wanted to be, life is going to respond to that. A lot of us were taught, yes, indeed, struggle, hustle, the outside world, blah, blah, blah. Here's a perfect example on how tuning works because, I mean, I was watching, did you see the 40th anniversary of Live Aid this week?
No.
No, because back then, we're in our early 20s, I think, 40 years ago. This shows our age, Meatball. But back then, I mean, they had the biggest array of rock concerts and two different forums. You had one in Philadelphia, one at Wembley in England. And the rock group Queen, before they came on, noticed that the crowd was complaining that only half the stadium can hear the sound. Mind you, this was a budget, and people don't realize it. It was huge, but it was a shoestring budget, which means they had terrible sound. Literally, the stage for Live Aid at Wembley was left there by Bruce Springsteen, who played 3 nights before. And all the acts played for free because they wanted to give. They were donating to Africa, the famine in Africa, and Queen knew this. Especially Freddie Mercury. This is a great story. He knew that the crowd really couldn't hear what was going on way in the back. You got 80,000 people in Wembley with a shoestring sound system basically put together. What he did before they went on was he told them to turn it all the way up. And what he did was projected Queen out to 80,000 people who heard him all the way up, and they responded. And if you ever see the video, imagine 80,000 people clapping all in sequence, all singing in sequence. And I wasn't really a Queen fan, but what he showed was that he was tuning into the crowd. And he showed the crowd on a massive scale what they sounded like. And the crowd responds. Our energy is the same way. What we amplify, what we tune into every day comes back to us. And with that constant focus of our tuning of that person, in essence, aligning ourselves with a higher power, whatever higher power you want to be. And to me, it's your purpose, obviously. It's being that best you. You align with that, tuning into that constantly. In other words, it's that verb sense of it. Life is going to respond the same way. But few people realize that. Few people realize the fact that, they can think about it, meditate for 10 minutes and go out in the world and go back to their normal self. You're tuning out from what you were tuning into. What I'm saying is do it on a constant basis, and life's going to respond in that same constant basis.
No, absolutely, Jerry. And, life is a work in progress for all of us.
Oh, good point.
And
It's a work in progress, indeed. I mean, great point. Consistency. I mean, it's like when I go to work, I can't just go in and start something and say, I'll be back later.
yeah.
It's a constant motion of your energy. And when this is what changed my life, was realizing what kind of energy I was giving out every day. And not necessarily just studying the sciences, but practicing the sciences, and my life has changed everything dramatically for me. Tuning is was just another attribute added to the little feather in my cap that I practice every day. You know, whether in writing or mainly during the day. When I leave my desk, after my writing session in the morning, my half an hour or whatever I take, so I take my time, I'm still tuning into what I was writing about. And I'm remembering that and I'm aligning with that. But people say, you know, how do I tune into my higher self? That's a big question for us meatballs. You don't think of what you want. You think from what you want. In other words, the end result of you already having it. That's your higher power of your purpose, achieving the end result. You focus on the end result of you having already what you're trying to get. You're going to start tuning into that frequency. Hence, you start matching up with the frequencies. Hence, picturing the crowd clapping. You're aligning with all of that. In essence, creating all of that.
No, absolutely. And, the idea that first, let's clarify. Yeah, I did watch Freddie Mercury, that Live Aid concert, which was remarkable. But, Freddie Mercury is probably one of the greatest showmen in history. And it was a show. And there's
Yeah.
quite a few entertainers there's more show than talent. But he connected, and he connected in the moment. He connected with the crowd, and the crowd gave him exactly what he was asking for. So he asked them,
Connected. Yeah.
and they
You know,
gave.
you mentioned the word of the day, connected. You know, he connected. I mean, it was funny after the show. Elton John walked up to him and goes, "You bastard! You showed me up." You know,
Well,
it's just. But Freddie wanted to make a point. I mean, it was his last show. You know, the poor guy was ill. He was told repeatedly, "Do not sing," and he gave him the big middle finger and finished. And he went out with a serious swan song. If you ask me, I mean, it was memorable. And like I said, I wasn't really a fan of Queen, but that 20-minute set gave me the chills. But that just shows you the power of connection. You
no,
know, of course he was a showman, you know, but the power of connection overrided everything just by amplifying the music to a higher level so everybody can feel it. You start doing that every day with your higher self, whatever you're trying to have, be, or do. This is when life starts responding in that same mass segment.
no, absolutely. And I was a Queen fan, and just because they were they were the talent of the day. And Elton John was that showman too. He
Yeah, I
connected
love
with
Ellen.
his fans, and they connected with him. And what do Freddie and Elton have in common? They're both nuts. Totally nuts. But what a blessing to have experienced them in our lifetime.
At our age, yeah. I mean, that was real music. I'm sorry. Anybody can, people can, say whatever they want. But you and I were lucky enough to experience the Zeppelins and all these real musicians back then. I'm not saying musicians are not real now. Wait, don't start with the comments there, Meatball. All I'm saying is the fact that these guys gave it all without production. You know, they played what they played in the studio, they played on the stage. You know, it wasn't different. There was no any kind of back sound or anything else coming into play. It was just raw. And I had a chance to see 100 different shows like that. It's probably why I don't have my hearing today, but that's okay. I'll take one for the team on that. To experience, Queen was the only one I didn't see. You know,
Yeah.
sadly, that was one of the shows I didn't see because I used to live right near a coliseum, literally, and I'd be there, sleeping out back then. But his connection to the crowd, not only at Live Aid, but if you've seen the videos, I mean, he was just there. But like I said in the beginning, by him amplifying the sound, the energy he was giving out, I mean, the people responded in kind. Our life is exactly the friggin' way. If you use that metaphor for anything about amplifying your higher self, in essence, whatever you're trying to accomplish in life is going to respond that way. It's going to start showing you the way, even if you don't know the way. You're going to start seeing signs and synchronicities and so-called coincidences to match up with what you're thinking about, but you have to constantly do it. Rock stars knew this. They knew they had to practice every day. They knew they had to do all these things every day to keep the ball rolling. And when it comes to energy, we have to do the same thing as well. You can't, like I said, meditate for 10, go out and be a schmuck. Yeah, it just doesn't work that way. Your life's going to go up and down like a yo-yo. Transformation is you being at a constant level of tuning the same energy, keeping the same mindset, and pushing that narrative out every day and watching how the world responds to it. With me, I mean, effortlessly has changed so much for me.
Well, because you are driven and you are focused, and that's a form of tuning. You've tuned yourself to do that. A word I like to use is honing. We're honing the game. We're sharpening the tools.
Yeah, it's like looking through, the paper towel, the tubes, man. You're looking through. You're only focused. I know. Well, what a hell of an example, right? And that comes from Meatball.
Romper
focusing
room.
on that.
Take me to
Focusing on
romper
that.
room.
Wonderama. There you go. We'll start watching Wonderama. But I love that. I love that concept because when you focus on, you bring upon. What happened to that nowadays? I mean, why is everybody in such a friggin' mess when it comes to achieving their goals and they're having all these problems? Well, think about what you're focusing on every day. The majority of your thoughts. Very few people will take in the majority of their thoughts because I don't have time. Well, you just said you don't have time. There you go. So you wonder why things are happening in your life. True transformation is realizing that true higher self, identifying with that self, and living and expanding with that higher self.
Well, a lot of those struggles, they come with a lack of tuning or focus. Everything's a distraction. Everything's a distraction.
You and I really didn't have that, if you really think about it, compared to now. I mean, we had it made, man. You didn't have the internet. You had nothing like to distract us. We actually had to read a book. And shame on us, right? We actually had to go to the library and read a book. I mean, people now, I do it obviously the lazy way now, Audible, that way. But back then, we had a lot of time to think and think for ourselves, most importantly. And to me, that was the most beneficial time of finding out what's right, what's wrong, who you are as a person, and find out what really makes you happy. And now people are just trying to follow the herd and conform and do all these things and get this and eyelashes and cars. And I mean, they forget about their higher power and what kind of state they're living on the inside. All I'm saying is what you're tuning into, you're bringing to you. So why not tune into that higher self of that person you've always wanted to be and just focus on that every day? Doesn't matter what's going on in the outside world. Stop tuning in to the negativity because you're naturally gonna conform to it, and start tuning into the higher self that you truly are, the person, your purpose, and what you want to do in life. Watch how life expands.
No, absolutely. And we're always encouraging people to step back from all those negative influences. So whatever is influencing them negatively, they need to be rid of it or step away from it. Sometimes we can't step away from it. Sometimes it's that family member that you don't want to see at the Thanksgiving table, but need to learn to keep our distance.
Well, you and I were talking pre-show about my older brother. I mean, the guy's 62 years old. He's starting his own show on Facebook. He stepped away from everything. After 50 years of doing the whole thing out there, he just said, look, I can't do this negativity anymore. So he pulled a Colonel Sanders and just dropped it and left, man. He's starting a whole new life for himself and doing what he wants to do. We don't have to wait till we're that age. And granted, I'm grateful that he's my brother, and I'm happy for him because he's smiling for the first time in many, many moons because of it. If you make that same choice and alleviates what doesn't feel right, you're going to feel it's like 1,000-pound weight off your chest. I did this years ago. I had a few more little bumps in the road here and there cleaning house. I just had to find the dirty spots, man. I had to wipe it up. But once you get that and you clean house of what's not right, the world is your oyster. You have, picture the crowd of 80,000 people as atoms from a scientific level, all in sequence to your energy. What are we made up of? Atoms. What's the world and everything else out there made up of? Atoms. All we're doing is trying to connect that same atom to the same atom. How do we do that? Through energy. How do you get there? Your higher self, the true self that you've always wanted to be, and putting an emphasis on that every day.
Well, and kudos to your brother. It's never too late. It's
No.
never too late to search for contentment and happiness and just make a better life for yourself.
You literally just add years to your life. I mean, literally. I'm going to watch him evolve with his shows on a physical level. You're going to start seeing his face becoming not drawn but glowing. It's an amazing evolution of self. The body starts to react, but you have to take the first step mentally and spiritually to realize who you are and implement that every day for your body to take charge and say, wait, I better catch up with this. And reality is going to start showing you that. If people only realize there's a law in place, there's scientific laws in place, whether you believe it or not, that's guiding us. It's a gift to us. How do we use it? I mean, how we use it is up to us. But people are stuck in, with distractions, and they're telling us how to think. Yeah, I get that. But you don't have to listen.
Right.
You listen to yourself. You listen to your heart. You listen to the person you've always wanted to be. Let that evolve and watch how life responds, because all the positivity you're sending out and the good that you're sending out is coming back to you with people, experiences, and circumstances to match that.
I'm envious of your brother because he's on a journey, and I'm sure he's already feeling resentment because of his focus, and people are telling him how he should be doing things, and he he needs to keep his distance from all of that.
Guess who told him you shouldn't be doing it?
Not your mom, I hope.
Yes, yes.
Aw.
Got a meatball. When I saw her on Tuesday, she just got out of the hospital. She's doing great, man. She's had a little fall,
Good.
whacked her big ass head. But I keep telling, and she goes, "Do you know what your brother's doing?" I said, "Yes." "Why?" I said, "Why not?" She goes, "We shouldn't do that. He's too old." I'm like, you see why he didn't do anything when he got older? He stepped away from you. And now he just calls you. You wonder why he doesn't come by the house anymore. But not in a bad way. I'm grateful for what he's doing. And my mom's got a big mouth anyway, man. And she's just anybody who knows her, she's just a big opinion. But yes, when your mom, and she talks to me, she goes, "Don't swear on your show." She was always watching what I'm doing, and that's what mothers do. I mean, they watch us, and they're the biggest pain in the ass in the world. But like I said, it depends if you listen or not. See, when you're following what you love to do, it doesn't matter what mom says. You're not trying to be mean about it. You say, "Mom, look, I love you, but I'm doing what I want to do," or other friends, family members. But like my brother did, he just got sick of listening to other people. He said, "I'm doing my own thing. I'm grateful. God bless. Take care of you guys. I'm out."
Yeah.
And that's what I love about him. I'm happy that he's doing what he wants to do. I'm happy that for anyone, actually, it doesn't matter what age you are.
Exactly.
Because you're just restarting, like you said, the journey. And your journey is always changeable because you're always reaching a fork in the road. And whatever fork you want to take in life is totally up to you. You can't blame life for where you are. You got to blame your thinking for where you are. And from there, move forward.
No, absolutely. If you're 15 years old, you can do it too. And
Oh, God.
we should get and I love your mom's critiques, and we should get her on the show. And we should. Oh
Don't.
yeah,
No.
we
You
should.
want to see your computer crash with all Italian mothers coming on? I mean, you're gonna. I can't fit her in the studio, man. She can't fit in here. I'll have to renovate her and make a platform for her to get her up the 3 flights of stairs where I live in my little penthouse up here.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, imagine a split screen on your show of 50 different Italian grandmas.
I think it'd
Forget about it. And we'll talk about meatballs. I mean, we're gonna.
it would be delicious, Jerry. Just listening to them share recipes if they would.
I need Tums, man. You're giving me heartfelt. Stop it. This is getting. I'm getting flashbacks of my childhood now.
Oh,
But no, people. You bring up a great point. People mean well.
Yeah.
They mean well, but it's not their life. It's your life that you're living. You can be respectful. Indeed, you can take the advice. Like I tell Victoria all the time, I give her advice. I say, but the ball's in your court. I said, this is what I've experienced from doing it this way. And this is the way you can experience by doing it similar. You can emulate, you can imitate, but you can do it certain ways in life. Yeah, but constructive criticism. Remember when we first started, you used to tell me, don't do this, don't do that. I'd be like, no, he's right. It's a matter of listening. It's a matter of understanding. And when people grasp that for themselves, I mean, they're not going to be afraid to take the next step. I mean, they're going to bypass the fork in the road and straight friggin' through and have that tunnel vision of their goals and objectives in life. They keep pushing that narrative. I mean, you're going to see your own live aid of life conforming around you the way it's supposed to be, not you conforming around life. When you get that through your thick meatball, then you'll realize, wait, I have the power to do this. I just got to be tuning in to that higher self. Like I said, don't think of what you want, think from what you want.
There you go. Well,
Did I do
Jerry,
good?
you did good.
I tried.
You did good.
I did good.
And I'm concerned your mom's not giving us critiques anymore. She's just bored with us.
You're dying to get her on the show, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That would be like you would crash the net in the Southwest. I'm telling you right now.
Maybe.
Because they're like, who is this person?
Why am I watching? Yeah.
Because they've never experienced Italian to the third power with the hands and the big mouth. I mean, you have to enhance your sound system to handle her negativity just so it doesn't bounce off you. But like I said, it's the way she was raised. She's always been a fighter. She raised us basically on her own. She used to carry me when I was a baby for miles to the daycare, to walk back miles to go to work. I mean, so you're talking old school. So you wonder why utmost respect to her and all the moms out there for what they do, their fortitude in life. But yeah, she'll tell it like it is. May hurt. But yeah, she'll tell it like it is.
Well, and we need to hear how it is from time to time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'll get my brother on here too. We'll have a meatball roundtable on the show, man. Couple 3 seniors going at it, man.
Yeah, a trio of Italians and a crazy German guy. That'll be good.
Oh,
All right.
Oh yeah, 3 personalities going to mess. Much love.
All right, Jerry. Hey, everybody. This has been Just in Case, Jerry Maldonado, bringing you Meatball Perspectives. In meatball glory. I mean, in the most meatballish fashion that we could think of. Thanks for joining us. Remember, additional information and links are provided in this video's read more. Today's the day to subscribe to this channel. Please learn more about Jerry Maldonado when time permits.